We've got uh, obviously the biggest catfish in probably since Geraldo Rivera. Okay, it was pretty groovy though. I got to tell you, I it was nice to have the euphoria of maybe something interesting is going to happen with the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Maybe we had a little bit of a head rush, didn't materialize. People are freaking out. Now there's even more pressure to get some kind of files to the rabid dogs, which is us, the people. There's really no good reason for this, honestly, to obsess over these Jeffrey Epstein files, other than we're just sick people. We are a sick society. We are just fucking sick. We're pathetic, man. My name is Jason J. Daniel. Let's talk about the ghost in the room. Let's talk about the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein, who is fucking laughing at us. He is looking down. No, I'm sorry, looking up from hell, in his hell room, in his on his hell throne, because this guy clearly has demonic power over us, the nation, the world. He is laughing at us. The ghost of Jeffrey Epstein is in control of this clearly, because no matter what we do to try to crack the code on this, he fucking beats us. He beats us every time. He's beaten Trump. The only person that's beaten Trump so far is Trump, grab by the pussy, and Trump, and Epstein's ghost. The only two things that could stop Trump right now, because Trump was on a roll, serious momentum, and then this happens, which was completely unnecessary. This is a total party foul. This is beer pong gone wrong. This is leaving your beer out to get warm. This is not finishing your drink and handing it in. This is going home early when they're spiking the punch. This is an absolute party foul. They did not need to do this, an unforced error. They didn't have to do this Epstein bullshit today, but they did. Now, maybe something good will come of it, but I don't know, man. The ghost of Jeffrey Epstein is making fools of all of us, honestly. And if you don't know who he is, there he is. There's old Jeffrey. Look at that smirk. He's always got that smirk on his face in all these pictures. This guy is an absolute terrible human being, and he facilitated one of the largest sex trafficking rings in the entire world. Most of the women were, I guess, underage or children. I'm not sure on a lot of the details. They're really fuzzy, but we do know he had an island, he had a jet. If you're kind of new to this, and if you're younger, I'm just going to say this has been going on for 10 years. Jeffrey Epstein's been dead for like 4 or 5, right? Or something like that. And sorry, carbonation. He's been dead for a while, and his accomplice was arrested in New York. She was tried. Keep this in mind, because today's party foul, today's error, unforced error by the Trump administration and Pammy Bondi and cash money, this was essentially connected to the New York trial. So Jeffrey's in jail. He dies in jail, mysterious circumstances. If you don't know about this, then Google it. That's probably the best way to learn about this really fast. But if you're watching this, you probably know about the story. Is that there were so many people implicated in this that have high moral standard, high royalty. There's royalty people involved, people that big time actors, politicians, extremely powerful people. And we'll go through the list of some of these people that were connected to Epstein. It seems like everybody in Hollywood, or like the New York scene, or kind of like old money, rich people, were involved in Epstein's island trafficking thing, or at least on the plane. I mean, some of these names may surprise you. I'll bring up some of these names that have been brought up over the years, and we have forgotten about them. And what's really crazy is the media wants to make a big deal about this right now, but we know a lot of these names they could dig into, and they have, but nothing has happened with some of these big names. There's all sorts of things that the media has actually focused on rather than Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey's arrested. He dies mysteriously in jail, right? They say he suicided. It doesn't look like he wasn't. I'll just say that. And then his accomplice, Giselle Maxwell. I don't keep track of these people, guys. I'm not that invested, so I might get some of these names wrong. But anyway, she was his female accomplice, and she was getting a lot of this, getting, I guess, grooming and getting a lot of the young girls involved in this. Now, if you're watching this and you're saying, Jason, you're getting the info wrong, sorry, I don't keep track of all the high profile sex trafficking syndicates in the world. I'm sorry. I don't, Jeffrey Epstein's not on my radar, but he is now. So let's talk about that. I just want you to know his ghost is winning. This was the biggest catfish. I'm just stunned. I'm really stunned at how big of a catfish this was. So we've got Pam over here. We got Pam right here. Pam, we're going to release all the files. And they ran on this. Trump ran on it. She talked about it. Kash Patel talked about it on social media. These guys made a thing of it. Okay. They said there's all these things being held back by the New York FBI. The FBI is corrupt. I agree with those two things, by the way. And that's part of the problem. The FBI is seriously corrupt. We all know this. And if you elect Trump, and if you get us, you give us the power, we're gonna release the hounds, and we're just gonna expose everybody. It was just this whole religious fervor to get the Epstein logs, the files, the phone records, all this shit. Now there's a lot of shit that we haven't seen. There's hard drives and cameras. We know this. We know there must be photos and videos. We know this. Okay, there's an evidence list. Okay, fair enough. I'm jumping ahead. So we've got everybody campaigning on this. And finally, so it's been 40 days or some shit, and everybody's like, okay, we want Trump. Now look, to Trump's credit, he's been working like a demon and getting everything. You might call him a demon, but he's been working like a demon and trying to use executive power like no one has ever done, probably since Lincoln, honestly, in the history of the United States, to just make things happen virtually overnight with executive orders. So he's knocking shit out of the park. We got stuff going on I'm kind of exhausted by everything going on. It's hard to keep up with it. And so now we get to these kind of things, like the fun stuff, right? They're going to release anything the FBI or CIA, NSA has. They have committed to release it because we've taken over the government, right? We being the Trump administration, they're saying we've taken it over, so we shouldn't have a problem releasing this stuff, right? Well, wrong. Because today, the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein wins again. He's winning again, and we get catfished.